All right. Normally I don't do this, but what I should do is record all the conversations I have with other people. But seeing how, there's nobody home right now, I guess, well, my YouTube channel has art, okay, which I'm very grateful for being able to do. One would say I'm blessed or whatever, because I'm a natural artist. I don't take lessons. I can give lessons, but I don't take lessons. I've been drawing my entire life. And I like sharing my artistic ability. But I think, for the most part, I think I paint and draw because that's my happy place. That's pretty much what keeps my sanity. So, and then, when I come on here and I start, I start talking about, other things. I mean, I could indulge in, say, our true histories and things that have happened, but I'd rather be on more topic of what's going on now and the world now. So I don't know how to use this this laptop fully yet. So therefore I'm going live, even though, nobody's probably going to watch this, but I only got 9 subscribers, which I don't care. I'm thankful that I have at least 9 subscribers, but I mean, you got some people on there complaining, oh, I only got 10,000 people watching me, but whatever, but you should be happy you even have that. Hell, it could be much worse. You could be like me with 9, or you could have none, but I think people should be really concerned about things that are going on as of right now. I mean, there are some people who, I don't know, like half awake and half not. I don't even know if you can even be that, but I mean, it's just the shit that's going on right now. And if you happen to watch my channel, I do get emotional, and I do swear, cuss, curse, whatever you want to call it. But it's mostly due to frustration, and it frustrates me that I have to live like this. The government has blessed me with COPD, and which is mostly caused by it's emphysema caused, but at least that's what they say. I'm not saying that smoking doesn't cause emphysema. It does blacken the lung. I mean, you're killing yourself slowly with smoke inhalation is what you're doing. You're just taking in little bits of smoke. Just think of yourself being in a burning building. How much smoke you think you're going to be able to take in all at once? You're not going to be able to breathe. So, but smoking cigarettes is the exact same thing, only you're doing it willingly and when you want to. So, but, on top of that, you got all the other, toxins in the air, all these particles that are killing everything. My backyard right now, I mean, It's not my backyard. I don't own it, but it's half brown, half green. I mean, we have patches of green here and there, and the grass that's out front is slowly dying. These trees don't want to bloom. I mean, it's pretty bad, you know, and it's all over this country. It really is, because they're not just, you know, spraying one portion of the country and leaving the rest of it. No, they're not doing that. They're spraying the whole goddamn thing. They're just doing it in increments. You know, if they spray this portion of the country, then, you know, after they'll go and spray another portion of the country, and, you know, day after that they'll spray another. You know, I mean, but here's the thing that really bothers me. Okay, I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not religious in any means. I wouldn't classify myself as any part of religion, whether it be Christianity or Christian or atheist. Those are just labels to me, and pretty much spawn-offs of other religions. You know, I mean, you want to call yourself anything, just call yourself spiritual. I mean, be you, be within you, be all of you. That's spirituality, you know. And I don't put a belief system into anything, because that's what it is. It's just a system. And people say they believe, you know, just bust that word apart, and, you know, you're pretty much lying to people. You know, I mean, the middle of the word is lie, you know, so you're lying or belittling, you know, yourself and others. So our state of being is totally at risk. Our world is being pulled apart bit by bit. I would love to just be able to do my art, think of nothing else but my art, totally indulge myself in it. But, you know, giving the fact that, you know, there's no free market. You know, the good portion of capitalism is being snipped away. You know, I mean, in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with capitalism. Okay. To me, all that means is, you know, you, by capitalize, you be able to, you know, with the help of others, be able to succeed in whatever craft you have, you know, and that's what capitalize means to me, is to be able to further yourself. But I mean, you know, that's just me. You know, like when a certain sports team can capitalize on another sports team's fuck up, you know, I mean, basically the other team is allowing one other team to succeed, to be able to further, you know, their abilities. So to me, that's what that means. So, but I can't do so because, you know, all they want to do is, you know, make us sick and blame it on us. And, you know, we're the cause of everything, you know, because we're the little people. And the little people suffer the most because, you know, you got these stank ass motherfuckers that think they're above everybody, you know, and, you know, like their veins spew pure water, and that's, you know, untouched. And we're the people that have all the shit in our blood, so to speak. You know, we're the contaminant, you know, of the planet, when we're actually not. But then again, you know, the frustration comes out of people who just go along with it and think that there's nothing wrong with, poisoning the water, or, you know, eating cloned food, or, the GMO vegetables and all the manufactured products in a box. I mean, I used to say years ago that I would rather cook my own food than eat anything out of a box, because if it comes in a box, it's not food. Okay. If it has any kind of shelf life, it has no nutrients whatsoever in it, and then, you go on to read what's in your cereals, and most of what's in your cereals is in everything else. I mean, anything that's a manufactured product is no good for you. No more than the shit that they're spraying in the sky. It's it's just no good for you, but they, I guess the ultimate goal is to just turn everybody into a freaking robot, and keep all the natural seeds for themselves, because they're going to be the ones controlling all you robots. Okay, all you people that want to go into the hospital and say, yeah, cut my arm off and make it bionicle. And yeah, go ahead. Cut. I mean, people are willingly, I hear it all the time. They would willingly go into a hospital and cut a limb off just so that they can have something that's biomechanical. It baffles me. It truly baffles me. I mean, they're making it so bad for us that people don't even want to be human anymore. And they're influencing everybody so hard with all this technical, mechanical bullshit. We're not put on this planet to kill it, even though that's pretty much what it's doing, what everybody's doing now. They're just helping kill the planet. And sorry for the light from my front door, but it's what I get for buying a shitty laptop. Okay, it's so good. Oh yeah, let me tell you something. $250 for this piece of shit. Doesn't even work right. Okay, so yeah. There are so many things on my mind. Things that people look at on a daily basis. Okay. I mean, yeah, the sun's trying to peek out, but my sky right now is so white. Anything is going to look fucking bright. Any little bit of light. I mean, that's not even that fucking bright, but because it's a damn camera, it looks like it. I might just end up closing the door because you can't see some of my head. So there we go. Like, this is one of my pieces here, but even though you can't see it all, but we're not allowed to be ourselves. And the reason why we're not allowed to be ourselves is because we're allowing them to make decisions for us. Okay. And seeing how, yeah, that's a good idea. We'll let them worry about everything, and we'll just sit back and do things that, only serve their purpose. But they don't tell you this. They just say, okay, they give you the all-American dream. What's the all-American dream? Really? What is it? Let's see. You're born. Your parents tell you lies your whole life because they were fed lies their whole life. So on goes the fucking chain. Okay. Let's see. The American dream is to go to school, grow up, get married, have kids, big house, white picket fence, dog. That's your American dream. Now notice notice that they don't, in order to achieve that, okay, you can't be just working your regular 9 to 5. Okay, no, you have to have a pretty decent job to do that. But now, they don't tell you how to keep it. Okay, they just say, okay, go get it. They don't tell you how to go get it, and then once you do have it, if you have the all-American dream, you don't rent, you own, right? But you don't really own it, because if you owned it, then you'd be able to write it off on your will and be able to hand it down to family members. But nope, the minute you die, they foreclose the house. Okay, that means you've never owned it. Okay, that's how much we own. Okay, you don't own your vehicle. You never do, because if you don't pay your excise tax, for those who do have to pay it, there are some states where you don't have to pay excise tax, but I've been in a state where you don't have to pay excise tax, and I'm going to tell you something. It costs $750 to register my truck. Okay? $750. Now, mind you, your license would be good for 8 years. But your registration is up every 2 years. They don't have emissions. So, some states just, I don't think, know what the fuck they're doing. But all these taxes and shit, like if you supposedly own your property, okay, you can be the first one to tell people just how much tax you're paying, opposed to how much taxes you're not getting back. Okay, you're supposed to be able to say, I don't know, claim your house on your, on your taxes. You're supposed to be able to get money back for the money that you're dishing out, even though we all know tax is a fraud. All tax is a fraud. Okay, because just think about it. It's just like I said, I got so much on my mind, so much that goes through my head, that it's hard to stay on one topic. But if you're like me and you don't say what exactly comes to your mind at the time that it comes, you're gonna forget. But that in and of itself is not natural. The forgetfulness that's going around nowadays, you can call it a pandemic. People are forgetting shit all the time. Whether it's important or not, they're just forgetting. I mean, I forget a lot, especially when I'm in the midst of having a conversation and I start stumbling on my words, and then I forget how to talk because you're at a loss for words. When you become at a loss for words, you're kind of forgetting how to talk. It's messed up. But I don't know, me personally, this whole world is falling apart. And we're all going to get the blame. See, as rightfully so, we should take some blame anyway. See, and that's another problem with this world. There's no accountability. Nobody takes blame for anything. Well, I didn't do it. That person did it. Then you go to that person, and that person did it. So when shit's handed down through the grapevine, you'll never find the source of the problem. All you'll do is blame the people that handed it down the grapevine. Because the guy that, or the girl that, or nowadays it did, you won't see, I'm talking about train of thought. You won't find the person that started it because they're long gone. Okay. Long gone. There is a saying and I can't remember how it goes, so I'm not going to try and say it, but I do know the end of it. And it is the person who created time is nowhere to be found. So the way I can take that is, the people caused the problem. Let's just say, okay, I'm gonna put this out there. Let's just say I go outside, okay, throw a bomb in the street, okay, it blows up. Tons of people are gonna come bawling outside. They're gonna wonder what happened. Da, 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 da. Cops are gonna come, fire department, ambulance in case anybody's hurt. They're all gonna come up. And while they're all staring at whatever it is that they're staring at, my ass is sneaking out the back door. And that's exactly what's going on in this fucking world. I can't say just this country, because it's not. It's not just this country. It's the fucking world. Okay? Every country is doing this. It doesn't matter whether they're doing it now or they're going to do it later. That's totally irrelevant. The point is they know that they're going to do it. And everybody's doing it. It's just that, the new world, which is what they used to call the United States. They just called it the New World, but that we already know what that saying was for. Christopher Columbus came to the New World. Yeah. No, he came to start the New World Order, but it wasn't even him that did it. Okay, people are failing to remember, the countries that came before him. See, England has sent out so many other countries because Europe, for some odd reason, is the driving force behind everything. And when I was growing up, during Desert Storm, I heard that there were so many British soldiers pulling out of the war because because England was too weak to fight a war. So we were brought up with the notion that England sucks and their soldiers are pussies and that's it. But I mean, that used to get me thinking, so why were they even put in the war to begin with if they suck so much? But come to find out later in life, they're the driving force behind all this bullshit that's happening. Okay, I'm not saying the people of England. I'm saying the rulers of England. Why do you think there's only 12 inches in a foot? Maybe because there's only 12 royal crests. Why do you think they call it a ruler? Track down the bloodlines, man. There's 12 of them. And I'm not talking about your common ones. I'm talking about the real hidden ones, Because if they think that the Rockefellers and Rothschilds and everybody else that's over there that supposedly didn't want to be known, well, if they really didn't want to be known, they wouldn't be known. How's that? Not saying they don't have their hands in it. Not saying that they're not a leading force in what's going on, but they're not the driver. They're not the engine that moves it all. Okay, no, there's somebody or a family above everything. And I've put it out in a video that probably nobody's even seen. Okay? That if I could, I would hunt these motherfuckers down and kill them. And I'm saying that. I don't care, because that's how much humanity means to me. Because if these people are wiped the fuck out, off the planet, and there'd be no more problem. Problem solved. Okay? It's like playing chess, right? They love the game of chess because they love their little checkerboards and their little squares, and and they take every good intention symbol and turn it into something gross and perverted and everything else. Okay? And I'm also going to say this: everybody who considers themselves a truther out there, and a real one, like a real person, okay, not somebody that's trying to act like, this is what really pisses me off. They all come off like they're got some newscast, like they work for NBC or CNN or something, like they're actually a fucking, either a reporter or whatever, anchor. Okay, look, dude, I'm gonna say this first and foremost. Okay, if you want to be in that profession, go get it. Don't sit here and go on YouTube and pretend like you're some fucking, live news, and shut the fuck up. First off, okay, and this is why nobody watches my shit, because I'm true, and I am so true, and people hate it. I know so many people that fucking can't stand me. It ain't because I swear. It's the emphasis behind my swearing. That's what people don't like, because they see my emotion. They see that it's true emotion, and they don't like it. Well, too fucking bad. Go ahead with your ignorance. Go sit in a fucking corner and chew your potato chips and your fucking, microwave macaroni and fucking cheese. Because it ain't even macaroni and cheese, motherfucker. It's not even food. There's no sustenance to that. None. I woke up this morning. I walk out my door to have a cigarette. Notice how I want to just do that, but I took a picture of two doves sitting on a telephone wire. Right outside my door, there's a telephone wire that goes straight across the street. And they're sitting there, boom, staring right at my door. And it's raining out, Not because, there's any condensation in the air, but it's raining out. And they're just staring at me. So I came in the house. I came and got my phone. I took a picture of them as they're staring right at me. I do think that there are animal spirits, but they're going to be taking care of that pretty soon too. Pretty soon there won't be any animal spirits, because there won't be any fucking animals left. Once the trees die, the ecosystem fucking crumbles, because the planet isn't giving sufficient time to heal. Because of their constant polluting. There's a word I need to pull apart too. Pollute. I think of words every day. Every time that I talk, and I mean, these words just kind of get a red flag in my mind. It's but hey, things just they're just getting crazier and crazier every day. And I hate to tell everybody that, I happen to like on YouTube, such as, is it John Saint something? Maybe John St. Julian or something like that. I don't know. Bob, he goes Baba Wana Yama something. I don't, forgive me. I don't know how to say it, and I don't remember how to spell it. So, but I do support him on Patreon, and I think what he's doing is great. But basically, all he's doing is preaching to the choir. It might be doing him some good, because those who do still have empathy donate to him. You know, I support his Patreon channel. You know, and then there are other ones. I mean, there's some really good people doing some really good things. A few of them got shut down. But like another guy that's probably on the verge of getting shut down anyway, it doesn't matter what his content is. Okay, it's just it's the fact that he's trying to make people aware, but he's getting negative feedback from, say, YouTube. Okay, this is why I can't reach anybody. You know, this is why nobody watches my shit, because YouTube doesn't put it out there. You know, I've tried many different outlets on YouTube, you know, people and blogs, education, whatever. I mean, there's a whole list of it, but I've hit every one of them, and I've had YouTube for a while. Okay, I think since it first came out, I've had YouTube. At the time, I didn't know you could record on it. I think I was in my early 30s. Yeah, I was in my early 30s when YouTube came out. But I was only using YouTube for music at the time. Didn't know you can record yourself. Of course, then again, I didn't have a freaking computer either at the time. You know, because that's when computers were optional. You know, nowadays you need one. So it's just, I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah, people on YouTube. There's another guy, fairly young. What the hell's his name? Lifting the Veil. That's a good one. You know, and then you have everybody keeps going on about shills and this, and that. And I mean, let me put it this way. Did you honestly think that the government, the ones that made the internet, okay, mind you, Obama completely said it. He knows the government invented the internet. Completely invented it. Because that's how they started the worldwide surveillance. Oh, keep connected with your friends and family. It'd be nice. And da-da-da-da-da. Yep. Like I said, and I'll keep saying it. Every bad thing that is on this planet was made out of good intentions. And they sell it as a good intention, but that's the sales pitch. If it's beneficial to you, then it's more beneficial to somebody else who's going to use it for deviant ways. And that's what the internet was made for. It was made for deviant outlets for them. It was made so that they could sit there and watch everybody, kind of like right now. You don't think there's somebody watching me right now? Oh yeah, trust me. There's somebody out there somewhere watching this right now. And I'm going to wave to you, you faggot. Okay? And yeah, I said it. Faggot. Go ahead. Hit me with a hate crime. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I hate what these cretins are doing to the motherfucking world. Like, I could just sit here and go on and on and on and on and say about Luciferianism or Satan. And I actually said 3 years ago, because I sat here during Christmas time, and I didn't put it on YouTube or nothing, you know, but I should have. And I was also amongst one of the first 6 years ago to light a snowball on fire. Okay. It didn't burn. It didn't melt. Okay. Well, it burnt, but they broke it down. They debunked it. I had one guy come on. He actually watched that video. That video is actually one of my best ones too. It's where I'm lighting up a snowball. And what they're trying to say is, it's the butane gases coming out of the lighter, okay, and being caught on the snowball. Okay. I'm going to tell you something right now. I can totally debunk that one just by how close the flame is to the fucking snowball. Because any fucking idiot, you don't have to be a fucking scientist to know this. Any idiot will know if you hold anything above a flame, so high, it's going to turn something black. Okay. And that's the butane or the fuel from the flame. Okay. Not the heat. Okay. You can do this at home. You can hold your hand over a fucking flame. It'll turn black. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? Shit that melts shouldn't be turning black. I don't care how you cut it. I don't care how you dissect it. I don't care how you freaking try and get in there and put all your little formulated fucking ideas together. It doesn't happen with water. It just don't. You can't burn water. And if that was pure water vapor stuck in a fucking crystal, the first thing that's going to happen the minute you hit it with heat, it's going to melt. Because that's what cold does in the heat. It melts. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't have condensation. You wouldn't have fucking normal clouds. The oceans wouldn't evaporate. It'd turn black. I mean, come on. Everybody wants to fucking debunk something. They just can't admit it. Okay, that there's something in the fucking snow that is just burning. Yeah, and here's another thing they didn't say. Okay, did you smell it? Did you smell it after? Did you smell the fucking snowball after you fucking did it? Oh, and not to mention, they used a blowtorch. Mm-hmm. And just so you know, I'm drinking coffee. It's just coffee. I live on coffee. It's safer to drink the shit water after you boil it. So therefore, I live on coffee. That's my water fast is coffee. Okay, I would love to just be able to just drink water, but it's all the water is so goddamn contaminated. There's so much crap in it. Let me put it this way. I watched a video with some chick, Richie from Boston, decided to put it up. Now, I used to, just like with Alex Jones, I used to watch and think he's all right and da-da-da-da-da. But there's just something in my brain, that's telling me, dude, there's something really fucked up about this person. This person is not telling the truth. Not all of it, anyway. I mean, he's telling the truth, but yet the way that they mask it is unbelievable. Okay, but what they're doing is they're feeding off of you. People like, Alex Jones. Alex Jones didn't start out that way. He started out hard and, on the money. But once he got that video of them fucking psychos in California at the fucking Owl. And mind you, these are the people that are leading the world. Okay? These are the fuckers that made Hollywood, and they sit there and they're all chanting to a giant fucking statue. I mean, really, an inanimate object, you know, and everything else. But once he came out with that video, I think that's when they bought and paid for his ass. Once he busted that out, I think they paid him off because they see him as a reliable source to get to the masses. So they continue. You know, and it's the same thing with anybody else doing these videos. I mean, hell, for oh, you know, I could be bought and paid for by the government, just sitting here in a crappy place for just the video, you know. But I mean, you can't take anything for face value these days at all. Not at all. Okay. Nothing is what it seems. You should question every goddamn thing. You know, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, and I don't even know if anybody else is even going to watch this. But hey, I'm going to ask anyway because it's on my mind. Has anybody else back in your day gotten in trouble for asking too many questions in class? They don't want you asking questions because they don't have the fucking answer. It's funny. It really is. It baffles my mind how funny it is. Okay. So instead of sitting there saying, I can't answer your question, can you please stop asking? You know, instead of just going that route, they'll just say you're wrong. And if you keep persisting, they send it to the office. Oh, he's being defiant. Da, da, da. And that's why I always got in trouble. Because I asked too much. I wouldn't take what they gave me for an answer as an answer. They were just as a kid, I already knew that what they were saying was bogus. They just didn't want to admit that they don't know nothing. They can't, a teacher can't come out and say, hey, this is what I was taught. This is what I'm being paid to teach you. So shut up. You know, they can't say that shit. Imagine if your child came home from school saying, hey, guess what? I asked a question at school and this is what they told me. that would be the funniest thing. My teacher said I can't ask no more questions because she said, or he said, this is what I was taught and this is what I'm being paid to teach you. So shut up and don't ask no more questions because I don't have any fucking answers for you. This is probably what all teachers want to say, but they can't. They can't say that. They get fired, never work in another school again. You know, and I just watched a video. I gotta love this shit. Some guy says he just moved to Southeast Asia. I don't even know who it was. It was the first time I saw the video. He just moved to Southeast Asia and he sees no chemtrails. Now, first off, okay, he did, I guess you can say worked for the military, but he was in the military. You know, I don't know why he's not in the military anymore, but whatever. Maybe he's still in the military. That's why he's in East Asia. I don't know. But you gotta love it when people say, oh, I love my country so much, I'm moving, I'm getting the fuck out of it, and I'm gonna go and move to this country. It almost sounds like the founding of this one, doesn't it? They didn't like what was going on in their country, so they fucking moved out of it, went to another country. It seems like that's the white man thing to do, isn't it? I guess if you're going to throw racism out there, might as well, right? Well, I'll be racist against my own color. I don't give a fuck. You know, I really don't give a fuck. You know, it's just a fucking label. It's just a word. Words don't fucking hurt. It's the meaning behind it and the emotion put behind a word that hurts. But anyway, he moves out. He goes to East Asia, and he's you know boasting just how clear the skies are, and you can see for miles. Da, 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 da. Yeah, good for you, dude. Good for fucking you. Okay, that's all I gotta say to that dude. Good for you. I'm glad. I'm glad you had the fucking resources to fucking not have any kids and get married and this and that, and then one day just up and go to East Asia and fucking say I'm a citizen of East Asia. Yeah. Okay. You don't think this shit's gonna happen there? You think it's only where you say it is? I don't care about your geological map. This is gonna go on and on and on and on until everybody wakes the fuck up and stops it. And again, that's the only way it's gonna fucking happen is if everybody says, "Hey, cut it out." You know, they don't care how many people are on fucking YouTube talking about this shit. They don't care. It only feeds their purpose because what we're doing is we're still trying, even though we feel, okay, people who are awake, okay, feel that they're giving out information to people that they want to make them aware and this, and that. But all you're doing is you're feeding the other fucking half by feeding fear. I see it all the time. I try telling my wife all the time what's going on. She don't want to hear none of that. She don't, because she doesn't know how to process it. She doesn't know how to take it. And instead of living in fear of it, she's going to ignore it. And this is how our society is. This is why we're all ignoring shit. Everybody is awake at a certain level. It's just that it's what they're choosing to take into their reality. That's all. And the other people who are causing all the geoengineering and the pollution and the killing of the planet, they're feeding off all this. Everything that we're doing, they're feeding off of it. They're making money at the same time. So they don't care. Okay? Because they already know that all us YouTubers that are trying to make everybody aware of what's happening with the 5G and this, and that. I can go on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay. But here's the thing. They already know we're not going to get together and we're not going to make a big ruckus about it. We're not going to all fucking form, okay, like you should. Okay. We're not all going to get in one building or what, like, like the Bilderberg group. Okay. We're not all going to just get on a fucking plane and meet a secret location and da and plot against these motherfuckers. No, we're not going to do that. You know why? Because we're rational thinkers. They're not. And they take the non-rational thinkers and the masses and they turn it into what it is now. This is why they're able to do what they do. And this is why they can take control the way that they fucking do. Because they did it through fear and they did it through crisis and they did it, let me put it this way. I love my family to death. Okay? My married family and my own family. I love them to death. But I'm going to tell you something. And I'm being honest. If one of them were to drop dead tomorrow, it wouldn't faze me whatsoever. And I'm not saying that to be cruel, and I ain't saying that to be a dick. I'm saying that because your light's going to go on. You have a soul, dude. It's going to go somewhere. Okay? We're not here. We don't come here, live a shitty life, and die. And then, boom, that's life. No. That's not how it goes. And that's not how it's going. I am pretty sure that there is something a whole lot better waiting for us on the other side. It's just that we have to experience this in order to get there. Regardless of what goes on this planet, we have to endure it. Or else we're not getting to the other place. Some people call it ascension. Some people call it going to heaven. Some people eternal life. However you want to phrase it. I'm just being a real person here. I'm not being religious. I'm not saying anything. And this isn't even a matter of opinion. Okay? Because opinions come out of ignorance anyway. But whatever. Okay? You have to experience this is our bad place, okay? But if we can make good out of it, then we'll go on. But if you do terrible shit and you live in a negative way, guess what? You're coming back until you get it right. And hell, maybe the next time you come back, it'll be even fucking worse than it is now. Could you imagine that? Why don't you try taking all this shit that's going on right now and go 100 years, 200 years into the future with it? Where do you think it's going to be then? If we all can't come together and do what we're supposed to be doing on this fucking planet, you're coming back. And you're going to come back, and you're going to come back, and you're going to come back. And you're going to go through this shit over and over like a badass movie that just doesn't want to fucking go away. Yeah, I'm looking at you now, huh? You know, right into the camera. I don't know. I have a habit of looking at these numbers here. Nobody's watching. Nobody's nothing. It's fine and dandy. These videos are going to pop up somewhere someday. Somebody's going to be watching this. Okay? And they're going to be like, you know what? That guy actually makes fucking sense. He swears a lot, but he makes sense. You know why I swear a lot? Because I'm a real person. I'm real. This is as real as you get. You know? You sit here frustrated. You can't do nothing on this planet because they don't let you. So, okay. You know? You get all these sicknesses and illnesses, and you go to a hospital, they can't help you because they're paid not to. Every fucking disease we have has a cure. Just look at all your movies, man. They don't make diseases without a cure, because if God forbid, or Satan forbid them have a fucking disease, how do you think they're going to get rid of it? What if they got AIDS? What if they got HIV? What if they had autism? Well, I think if they had autism, they'd probably fucking kill the person, because there's just no need of that in the bloodline, huh? Yeah. So, I mean, just think, if all the tables were turned and this was all happening to them, you honestly don't think they'd have a way out? You're sadly mistaken. Everything that they are causing and have caused and will cause in the future, everything has a way out. We're too stupid just to accept it. Oh, AIDS is a pandemic now. Oh, everybody's dying of the flu. Oh, we're just going to sit here and take it all in. I mean, how fucking stupid can you be? Just accept it. That's what they want. They want you to just accept this shit. Like people that are gay, they just want you to accept it. You know, they don't want you having no other say in it, you know. And since people haven't accepted that gayism, then they had to make a holiday out of it, put up a flag and just so people will leave it alone. And now they're doing the same thing with trans whatever. Trans means to change, by the way. And you don't need a dictionary to know that. You know, trans means to transport, to move, to change. And then when they put a ment at the end of any word, it just means mental. It means they're going to get to you one way or another. And people are just going to accept it. They're going to accept the way things are. And well, what can I do about it? Like my brother used to tell me. He got so mad at me one day. I was talking about all this kinds of crap a couple of years back. And he got so mad. He's like, well, what the hell are you going to do about it? What? And I'm like, serious? What am I going to do about it? Okay, this is what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to kick you out my house and don't come back. That's what I'm going to do about it. All you ignorant motherfuckers can just stay the fuck away from me, because I'll tell you, if I have to go to jail for killing somebody because they're too motherfucking ignorant, and you hit my fucking anxiety level, and you know, I've already been through depression. I've already been through suicide attempts, and I've already, you know, did the whole drug overdose shit. There ain't nothing that fucking scares me on this damn planet. Not a damn thing. Not a cop, not a fucking military man, not a gun, not a sword, not nothing. Put a tank in front of my house, I'll tell you to pull the fucking trigger, or nozzle, or whatever the fuck. A tank, fucking the big missile. Go ahead. What you gonna accomplish? Another death? That's about it. Oh, another person died today. Oh, another one? We're all dropping like flies today. Yep. Here's another thing, too, that's been on my head. I'll make this one short. This thought. Okay. If dinosaurs did exist, if they did exist, and I'm not talking about the little ones everybody's finding all over the place no more, these little tiny fucking lizards they're calling fucking, oh, these are prehistoric. No. Okay, whatever. But anyway, if dinosaurs, giant building-sized fucking dinosaurs, okay, if they really did live, why isn't it not one fucking time? Now, all you gotta do is check the fucking soil for this, okay? Every time you dig for a dinosaur, okay, the land is gonna tell you what was that, you know, living on it, whether it be plant or animal, or rain or weather, okay? Because they can do all this, right? They can carbon date and all this crap and tell you what was there, and all kinds of sort of things. But they can't tell you, and it's never come up that there was ever any snow back in them days. It never snowed 65 million years ago, whatever the fuck the time was. Okay. That back then it never snowed. Let me ask you something. If these dinosaurs were all over the earth, and oh, by the way, all these countries were one patch of land, okay, mind you, one patch of land. This is where common sense plays a big issue, okay, plays a big role right here, okay. Common sense now. Every country was one. We're all one giant mass of land. And all the dinosaurs were able to go from one side of it to the other. No problem. Up and down, north and west, whatever. But they were all giant lizards. Or amphibious kind, or fish kind, or whatever. Don't you think if it snowed for however many months, I mean, it's what, winter is lasting longer and longer nowadays because they're making it colder and colder all the time. But there's no recorded snow ever in the entire time I've been alive. That they ever talk about any kind, not even in the fucking mountains, or if there were any mountains, because at that time there were only volcanoes, okay, supposedly. And this is why they can't tell you how the dinosaurs died. You know why? Because the dinosaurs never existed. And all the bones that you ever see are nothing but fake. That's just common sense. These giant, cold-blooded animals who could only thrive in tropical weather. And I mean thrive. The way that they're talking that this entire global ecosystem only had giant freaking lizards, water and land, mind you, okay? Because they weren't these giant long neck motherfucking lizards they were in the water too. Yeah, plesiosaurs, right? Yeah. But no, some just doesn't add up. And it doesn't add up. Because then just all of a sudden, all the continents break up and split up, and then the giant ice age. Now, that's another thing I have a problem with is the fucking ice age. Okay? Ice age. It was only at the top of the fucking planet. You smell. Go away. Midnight, seriously. Your breath is kicking, kid. Go. Smells like somebody took a shit in my living room. That's how bad her breath stink. But yeah, an ice age. Over only to the equator on the top half of the globe. That's where the ice age was. So all of a sudden an ice age comes, wipes out everything, and everything becomes furry. And then humans arrive. Okay, I'm sorry, but that whole monkey thing just fucking makes me laugh. It does. Anyway, I mean, I don't totally exclude the whole monkey theory. I can't, because there's too many characteristics. I mean, if you look at a person and you look at a fucking ape, there are too many characteristics that they possess that is too close to human. Too close. Okay. So I mean, I don't think we evolved. No. I mean, it's not in their genetics to become human one day. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it wouldn't surprise me to come to find out that our DNA mainly came from a monkey, so to speak. You know, the brow bone is the same. They all have noses, they all have ears. They all have lips they can move individually. They got fingers they can use like this. You know, they're either, you know, walking on all fours or they can walk on two. You know, and if you watch a baby from the age of 6 months to a year walk, you're gonna tell me it don't look like a monkey? They wobble and they're bow-legged. All babies. Okay? They have no balance. They have no sense of balance. They're trying their best, but they still fall off. They still fall down and they get right back up. But if you watch them, watch a baby. Just tell me. It doesn't remind you of a chimp trying to walk. You know? So there's a lot of things that make sense inside of the shit that don't make sense. But as far as dinosaurs have seen snow, that's a fucking lie. Go ahead. Put your snake in the fucking freezer. See what happens. Put your iguana out in the snow. See what happens. Go ahead. Guaranteed it'll die. Unless there are some snakes. I can't exclude this. There are some snakes and there are some amphibian that can be buried in ice. But once the ice is thawed, they can come back to life, reanimate. And it's totally, totally astounding. But who's to say that man didn't create that? Who's to say that that animal wasn't genetically modified to do that? Who's to say that? Nobody. Well, it's a long-ass video. I'm already in it for an hour. But there's a lot of things inside of things that don't make sense that do make sense. You can make sense out of things that don't make sense. But as long as you're doing it through common sense, then you'll find an answer. But if you're going to sit there and, oh, the scientific, fuck off the scientific. I don't give a shit about scientific. Okay? Y'all ain't showing shit. Oh, this is we found this in your blood. Where's the evidence? Where's the proof? You know, why don't you come give me that fucking chart? You know, come show me my fucking blood. Put it on a microscope for me. Tell me what I'm looking at. Okay, because you don't do that. Okay, no doctor. Oh, we come in and we found this and this and this and that. Yeah, where? Okay, because when I actually come in with a fucking problem like I do now, I got these two fucking white things floating around in my lungs. Okay, they're two little tiny things the size of a fucking pea, and they're just sitting there floating inside my lung. Okay, which I think brought on the COPD. Can't say the same for emphysema. Emphysema is smoke related, not necessarily from cigarettes. You can develop emphysema just from smoke in and of itself. Okay, it's called smoke inhalation. But people don't apply common sense anymore. That's where everybody has gone wrong. That's why they're doing what they're doing, because nobody has common sense. Look, you can put a faith system or a belief system in and of yourself into something else. There's nothing wrong with it. If that's what helps you sleep at night, fine, so be it. But just know you have common sense. Okay, you have a common way of deciphering things. You know, this is why people say a God-given thing. Okay, common sense, I'm telling you, is a God-given sense. Okay, common sense. You can call it a sixth sense, anything you want, but it's fucking common sense, and everybody possesses it, but nobody uses it. Nobody applies it anymore. You know, it's like I told my therapist, who I'm actually seeing today. I love seeing him because I kill him every time I go. He doesn't know shit. And I think that's why I like going, because he doesn't know anything, you know, and I end up paying him to do his, you know, so I can do his job. I'm paying him to do his job. I don't know, something like, but anyway, I think people who use this awakening theory thing, because that's all it is. Okay, it's like a new marketing pitch. People can use this now. They use it all the time on YouTube. Okay, the awakening, the awareness, and da 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 da. Like we've never had it before. You know, my parents were the most common sense parents I ever fucking had. When my dad was an asshole, but he was selfish, but he had common sense. My mother, the same thing, common fucking sense. Their parents probably the same thing. You know, they were all dicks, but they were all the same thing. You know, you don't have to be a fucking nice person to possess common sense, you know. But nobody uses it anymore. Pretty soon you're going to be seeing people look up what common sense means. You know, they're going to look at Wikipedia or the dictionary just to find the definition of common sense. That's how dumb people have gotten. This is how much aware people are. Oh, you don't believe me? Google it. Fuck you. Google nothing. I know, my brain knows truth from lies. I say it all the time. I can smell bullshit a mile away. I know when people are lying to me. Call it intuition, call it what you want. I call it being able to see bullshit. And and I probably have my own man to thank for that, because he was always full of shit. Everything he said was a fucking lie. So thanks to him, I can tell bullshit. I may not call it all the time. Everybody's always willing to put up with a little bit of bullshit, but I guess it depends on how much shit you want to put, I don't like what's going on with the world no more than anybody else does. But unless people are willing to come together and fight this the real way, this is going to keep going on. All people are doing this for is fucking likes and views and subscriptions and this and that. Nobody's being honest. You can look. Okay, you can look. I have 9 people subscribe to me. And I don't know who these people are. I can't check out on it anyway. And I don't know when I got them. But point is, I have them. They just don't want to watch. So that's why I don't have many views on shit, and it's whatever. But I don't care, because at least anybody who gives me a view, then I've hit one person. But unless people start getting back common sense, this shit's going to go on forever. We're going to sit here, watch our planet die, and us die right along with it. Because nobody's got the common sense, and speaking of common, because, us commoners, we don't mean shit, but, common decency is going out the fucking window too. Common courtesy is going out the window too. I mean, nobody's ever heard of these fucking words. They've been around forever, So, I mean, and by saying common in front of these words, sense and decency and courteous and this and that, okay, what the word common in front of that means is that we know when to be these things and when to use these things. Okay, when to be courteous, when to be decent, and when to use your sense, your common sense. Just shit you just know. There's no reason for you to know it. You just know it. And that makes common sense, And just because you can't explain away common sense doesn't mean that you don't have any. You have it. It's just you can't explain it because you can't put it into words but feel. And emotion shouldn't be put into words anyway, because then that's false emotion, But it's whatever, man. So, I mean, I could go on and on. I can go days with shit that I know. But you know what? I'm going to end it here because I have to piss anyway. Can't hold it all day. you know, and I got other stuff to do around my house anyway, you know, dogs to take care of. So I'm out, and hope whoever watches this gets some kind of something out of it. We're not. Maybe they won't. Who knows? So that's great. That saying's been around forever. Do it or don't. I don't care. Or not. I don't care. You know, all of a sudden Richie from Boston comes on, and that fucking anybody who hears that now. That's part of the brainwash, by the way. Okay. You gotta have somebody saying it all the fucking time. Repetitive. That's a brainwash. That's how they brainwash you, through repetitiveness. Okay. Things have to repeat. Okay. Because if you just see it once, you'll either take it in or you'll ignore it. One of the two, and they're not gonna put their money on whether you do or don't. They want you to. So they do it over and over and over and over. And it gets, you know, to me, it gets old. You know, I can't repeat anything. Not even my artwork. I can't duplicate my artwork either. You know, not that I would want to. I think everything should be a one of a kind, you know, as far as my artwork goes, but also as life too. I mean, you only experience things once. You either learn from it or you don't. But it shouldn't be fed to you as, you know, as a fucking mind controlling thing. You know, that's all hypnosis is anyway. I can't even be hypnotized. I've tried. You know, this shit don't work on me. It never has, you know. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope everybody has a nice life. I can't say enjoy your day, God bless this, and that. I can't do it. Okay, I can just say have a nice life. Do what you feel is right. Because I'm going to be the only one that does this too. Okay, right and wrong is an individual thing. Okay, what's good for you may not be good for me. So therefore, don't push your shit on me, because it ain't good for me. Just like whatever is good for me may not be good for you. Like this video right now, it may not be good for you, so you don't watch it. Fuck him, you know. But like I said, it's individual. What I think is right, you think is wrong, vice versa. But you have to have the polarity in order to get on in life. So that is, to me, the whole fucking meaning of everything. You take what you know, bad what happened to you, and you move on. You know, that's how you that's all these people have been trying to say, you know, Buddha and all them, Krishna, Christ. It doesn't matter who the fuck it was. Okay, this is the bottom line to me, is what they're trying to teach you is you just take anything that didn't like and take it in, absorb it, accept it, and move on. Do something positive with it. You know? It makes sense. It's common sense. Why would you want to sit there all the time and be pissy? Why would you sit there all the time and be smiling all the time? No, you can't do that. It's not natural. You have to have the good and the bad. If you didn't, shit wouldn't be progressive. It'd just be there, and you know, you'd either be happy all the time, you'd be mad all the time. I mean, take your fucking pick. You know, you want to be able to choose, but you can have them both, you know. So, again, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm out.